Hey guys, and welcome to Ask Allie, your place for spiritual advice for busy people. Ask Allie is the longest spiritual reading podcast on iTunes. I've been helping others there since 2005. You can catch the podcast on iTunes, obviously, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, True FM, and Google Play, along with watching it on YouTube. Today is Monday, March 12th, 2018. I want to thank you for tuning in and giving me a listen to. If you'd like to get a reading, find out more about me, or support the podcast, I'll leave the information below in the show's notes. And don't forget, if you like this episode, please rate it. Well, I got a cough drop in my mouth, so I apologize for it sounding like I have something in my mouth, because I do. I keep coughing, and I'm trying desperately not to as I'm doing this podcast. I have a confession to make, and sometimes I really hate being a Taurus. And I hate my temper, and I hate how stubborn I can be. Nope, I've had a bad few days. They've just been bad. And one thing I know that I should never ever do when I'm not at my best is go look and see what people are saying about me. Now, I have had a lot of crap said about me over the years. A ton. And in this job, I mean, you do. People say crap about you. That's not very flattering at all. Well, my book, Out of Body Ecstasy, I was really proud of it when it was released several years back. And I got one review on it probably about 2 years ago now. And she just ripped me a new one about how it was filled with grammar and spelling mistakes and whatnot. And it's like a 2-year-old wrote it or something, and it hurt my feelings. And I'm like, well, where are you talking about? And she couldn't give me any examples. Okay, so fast forward to today, and I went and looked at the Out of Body Ecstasy reviews, and this one person gave it a 1 as well. At least she wrote out a nice long list of all the mistakes that are in the book, grammar-wise and punctuation-wise, and proceeded to say how embarrassed she was for me, and that English must not be my first language. So, reading that made me feel pretty bad. I know it might have been the author's intent. I don't know. But she made out some really good points. And I still can't figure out why all those were there if I had 4 different people look through and make corrections. My only thought is that I uploaded the wrong version to Amazon. Well, that version is on 2 computers ago. So I have no, and my 2 computers ago, my computer just crashed and burned. There was no anything. So I don't have any more copies of Out of Body Ecstasy. I can't go back and correct the mountain of errors that are in the book. I think I would have been okay with everything if she didn't say, I don't think English is her first language. I think that's the part that got me. So, in my anger, I thanked her for her review and for pointing things out. English is my first language, and thank God it's not my second. But then I did something stupid. I went into my computer and I found all of my copies of Soulful Connections, and guess what I did with them? I deleted them. I took out all the trash. Gone. Because in my mind at the time, I figured if I suck that bad, then why should I even bother finishing this book? So, it's gone. In hindsight, I probably shouldn't have done that. Again, I know better than to look at things when I'm not in a good mood. I know better. I did get a chuckle though on Amazon about another review saying what an immoral person I am. That one I'm not gonna kid you. I laughed at that one. Because I still think that one's funny. But the one where, the book is crap, not so funny. So I promised you soulful connections. The problem is I now have to start from the very beginning again. And quite frankly, I don't know if I'm going to make it into a book ever. I may make it into a course. Um, I don't know what I'm going to do with it. But the book doesn't exist anymore. So the book doesn't exist. I've got out of body ecstasy with a gazillion mistakes and no way to correct them. So that just kind of compounded my already bad mood. Ah, you know, sometimes I think I should just be a bus driver and that's that. And just not do any of this anymore. I'll bounce back. I always do. I'm just kind of upset at this point in time. Right? Okay. That all said, with tears streaming down my face, I hate crying. I am going to move forward. And after all that, don't forget something I haven't messed up yet. The 777 Institute will be coming to you soon for spiritual classes, not by me, but by other instructors. So if you would like to be instructor on the 777 Institute, send me an email to info@777institute.com. If you would like to know when it's going to open, please go to the website, put your email address in below on the home screen, and I will send you an email to when we are open. All right? Okay. I'm going to pause this real fast because I think it's important that I go blow my nose. So don't go anywhere. All right, so what can we learn from my two screw ups? One, when you're not in the best of moods, do not go fishing for something that's going to make you feel worse. Okay, because why would you want to feel worse? And two, make sure you quadruple check something before you upload it to Amazon to be published as a book. Number three, I thought there was only two things, but there's number three. Yes. Make backups just in case your computer takes a crap. And number four, when you are clearly very upset and your emotions are charging very high, you should not go into your computer and completely erase everything you've been working on for the last few years. Get up, walk away. Walk away, take a walk around a bit, deep breath, maybe put on something funny and listen and watch it for a while. Call a friend. Just do not erase things when you're that emotional, which is why they always say do not make big life changes when you have either just been through a divorce or a death in the family, something big and emotional like that. You shouldn't make choices. That's right, Zena. I bring this up, she yells at me. And I deserve it. So, since English isn't my first language. Must be Zen. So, speaking of Zen, let us go for our Oracle card overview for the week of March 12th, 2018. This week I'm going to use Denise Lynn Sacred Travel Oracle cards because I missed using them. And these cards are not as stiff and there's not as many as the Good Tarot by Colette Baron Reed. So I did do a reading for the people who support the podcast. And they all got pages. We got pages of water, pages of air, and Page of Fire, Page of Fire. They're all repeated all the way through. Each time it was shuffled, and they didn't come up in a row, like not three waters or whatnot. That's weird, don't you think? Just a little. Then I pulled one for myself, and it wasn't as fun as theirs was. That was kind of a bummer. So hopefully this week for you guys, these will be good cards. Because remember, this is an overview. So each card may not pertain to each person who is watching. If you would like a personal reading where each card does pertain to you, please visit my website. My readings start at $25. Not overly expensive. All right, so card one. Oh, we got two cards that are popping. All right, two cards it is. We got two. And number three. All right, so let's see what we got. Okay. Interesting. Yeah. These seem to be overall decent cards. So, the two that popped out together first. We have, it's time for a great adventure. Take a risk. Venture forward. Okay, that's the first card. And the second card that came with it is stepping into power. You are strong beyond measure. Because it takes strength to step out and venture forward, to go out beyond your comfort zone and to try something new, right? So in order to take the great adventure, you've got the strength. Whoops, here we go. There we go. Strength. Stepping into power and great adventure. All right, two excellent cards, which brings us to grace and gratitude. Through gratitude, joy expands. No matter what's going on in your life, you should always show gratitude, because through gratitude, joy expands. And that is a good lesson for yours truly to always remember, because usually I am very, gratuitous, and I do have plenty of joy. But, I don't know, just not hanging around the past few days. It'll come back, just not here right now. So this is a good card to remind yours truly to do so. And if I think about what just happened with the book and all that crap, great adventure, take a risk, venture forward. So maybe I turn into a class and then turn into a book instead of the other way around. More eyes will read it, and I'll know if anything's screwed up. Right? Right. Which brings us to card number 3, which is also very important. Cleansing waters. Purification activates vibrant life force. Every once in a while, we need to, cleanse our area. We need to smudge it with sage or with frankincense or sandalwood and really get the negative vibes out. Again, good thing for me to do. When all the little negative crap is out of the way, that's when really your life force it pops. It just expands beyond where you think it could expand to. And seeing this, I'm going to do this as soon as I'm done with the podcast. I am. I'm going to smudge. So, again, to recap, the first two cards we have great adventure. It's time for you guys this week to take a risk, go beyond your comfort zone. And while you're doing that, remember that you are strong beyond measure. You will have the strength to go beyond your comfort zone. Okay? And when you're going beyond your comfort zone, always remember to be gracious, because gratitude brings joy. Joy expands your energy field. Your energy field is expanded. Things come to you in a good way. Which brings us to, in order to help with the expanding of your energy field, we have cleansing waters. Purification activates life force. Vibrant life force. Yeah, I can read. So if you don't want to smudge, a good bath with some essential oils. Maybe a little bit of rosemary essential oil if you have it in your bath tonight. Or some patchouli. Patchouli works too. What else do I like for cleansing? Of course, if you have frankincense oil, always nice. A lot of people don't take baths, so when it comes to cleansing waters, it's kind of difficult. I don't know if they do make something that you could put oil or herbs in and hang it in front of your shower head. Let me know, because I'd love to tell you guys about it. But that would be one way if you don't take baths. I just don't know if they make such a contraption. And if they don't, somebody please invent it and I will buy it. All right. So if you're not watching the video, you can Google online and these cards will pop out for you, or you can stop by. I think I started talking about this around, what, 11-minute mark, and you can see what cards I pulled. All right. Now, I wasn't quite sure what topic to talk about today, but in case you don't know this, I am a certified professional sex coach, even though I don't actively practice that part of my education right now. And over the last, say, 10 days, I've had a variety of conversations about sex drive and about sexual energy and what in God names happens to it. Because when you're younger, you've got a whole bunch of it, and then as you age, not so much. You don't have as much as you did before. So we're going to talk about 3 tips to increase your sexual energy. Okay? With sexual energy, there seems to be more women with the problem of not having enough sexual energy than men in my short research on this. And I say short research. I did a paper when I was in college. My thesis was about sexual energy in women, and all the research I did then, which it must have been 5 years ago, it was more women had problem with sexual desire and sexual energy than men did, and it was mostly women over the age of 35. I think nowadays, with the conversations I've had, it seems to be more still women, but more over women the age of 26, 27. So it seems to be a problem for many more people younger than it used to be. And I think one of the reasons is that there is so much depression and anxiety out there, and overall sadness, that people take medications to balance the brain chemicals so that they don't feel so depressed or anxious or sad. And those SSRIs that you take for depression and anxiety, it kills the sex drive. I mean, it kills it. You don't have any. This is something I learned in my research paper in college, and it still holds true today, because the people I talked to was like, hey, how's depression, anxiety? You taking anything for it? And they all were. But there are other things that kill it, but I'll tell you about that in just a few seconds here. But if you have a healthy sex life, which is another reason why I'm decided to talk about these tips, it can help you lose weight. It can help boost your metabolism. Orgasmic sex gives you more energy, improves your physical health, sharpens your mental abilities, helps you feel younger, and helps you feel more positive about life. Now, directly tied into your sexual energy, which is in your sacral chakra, is your well-being, ability to attract abundance, and your creativity. So when your sexual energy is at rock bottom, so is your overall well-being, your ability to attract abundance, and your creativity. So for those of us who like to do creative things, our orange energy or our sexual energy needs to be up and running. Correct? Correct. Now, some reasons, before I get to the 3 tips, some reasons why your sexual energy may be in the toilet. As I mentioned previously, the number 1 cause are those SSRI drugs for depression and anxiety. Okay, it nixes it Gone, gone, gone. Having relationship problems. You may not like your partner. You may love your partner, but you may not like them very much. That will nix your sexual energy. You could be single and not have an outlet besides yourself for sexual energy, so it's just in the basement. You could suffer from heart disease, high blood pressure, cancer, or diabetes. Those 4 diseases, along with the drugs that help those diseases, nix your sexual energy and just put it in the basement. You could be pregnant. For a lot of women, in the second trimester, your sexual energy goes up. But for a lot of women, it goes right back down. For myself, when I was in the second trimester with my son, it was my sexual energy non-existent. Not there, not there. First trimester, second trimester, and third trimester, if he came anywhere near me, I wanted him dead. So, needless to say, it was a very cold 9 months. So pregnancy. If you're stressed out, if you have anger, if you're fearful for something, sexual energy, rock bottom. Sexual shyness due to your cultural upbringing or religion. You could have body issues and low self-confidence. You could have uncomfortable living arrangements, which means maybe living with your parents or your parents living with you. Your work and or school environment could just suck. That'll bottom out your sexual energy. Sexual abuse, past or present. Nix it. And last, but certainly not least, perimenopause and menopause. Ladies, once we hit those, and I think, believe it or not, at age almost 51, I am almost all the way through menopause. Almost. We're still there, which I think is the whole emotional thing going on with stuff. But it nixes it. You know, it dries up areas you don't want dry. So there are over-the-counter lubes you can get to help with the dryness. Make sure you try to get water-based because those seem to clean off easier and works with different sets of toys. You don't want to get a silicone-based lube and then have a silicone-based toy because then your toy deteriorates. Extra little tip in there. So, sexual energy tip number 1. We got to bring on the orange because orange represents the sacral chakra. Bring in more orange into your life. Orange is a very vibrant color. It's vibrant. And it's a mix of red and yellow. Red is our root chakra, which is, passion. Passion lays down there. And yellow is confidence, self-esteem. Orange brings the two together. Okay? So if you need to get more orange in your life, there are some easy ways to do so. You can eat more orange-colored foods. Oranges, tangerines, apricots, carrots, sweet potatoes, some butternut squash, or maybe some pumpkin. You can wear more orange. It doesn't have to be an orange shirt and orange pants, orange panties, orange bra, maybe an orange hair tie, put something in orange socks, maybe an orange swish on your shoes. Just a little bit of orange. And you can also place more orange in your environment. An orange lamp, maybe a throw blanket, your bedroom sheets, maybe one of your bedroom walls, picture frames, stones, carnelian, orange topaz, sunstone. Those are all nice orange stones. And flowers, orange flowers. Put them on in there. Sexual tip number 2. One of my favorite oils ever, Ylang, which is Y-L-A-N-G, Y-L-A-N-G, Ylang. Love this stuff. It is a nice erotic and exotic oil. It's grown in around the Philippines, I think, in Sumatra. I think I said that right. And hey, none of that. Cats. And then they have, I think, some in Hawaii and in Florida. Bad kitten. I'm talking to you. You interrupted my Ylang. For those of you who have never listened to me before, God help you, this being your first one, I have a lot of cats and a lot of dogs. It happens. So, very frequently I have to break things up. So, Ylang. Ylang Ylang can be used to calm anger, anxiety, fear, which is all common in somebody who is low on sexual energy. Ylang Ylang, it stimulates senses, it improves self-esteem, and promotes a sense of peace, helps overcome, how do I want to put it, being frigid, being kind of cold, when it comes to sex. Ylang Ylang is also helpful in the treatment of PMS, hormonal imbalance, erectile dysfunction, and it's used to help stimulate orgasms. All good, right? All good. So, to use it, you can take a few drops and anoint yourself, maybe a few drops on the temples, the neck, between the breasts, the wrists, the ankles. You could anoint your sacral chakra, which is 2 inches below your belly button, with a few drops of the oil and massage it in a clockwise rotation. You can mix 6 drops of Ylang Ylang with maybe 1/8 of a teaspoon of almond oil. Now, almond in itself is an aphrodisiac, and you would use the almond oil as a base in this instinct. So 6 drops of Ylang Ylang with 1/8 of a teaspoon of almond oil. Mix it all together. And again, using a clockwise motion, rub it, the combination on your sacral chakra. You can rub them on your breasts, on your nipples. Works well, all the above. Place a few drops on a cotton ball or a handkerchief and inhale when you need it. You can add 6 to 10 drops to your bath water, right? Or put some into a diffuser. You could also add a few drops to a spray bottle full of spring water and spritz your bed and sheets. Okay? And last but not least, this is one. I see you going in there. Hold on, guys. I should probably pause this. And last but not least, sexual energy tip number 3, Latin music. I love Latin music. I do. And Latin music speaks directly to the sacral chakra. It opens and cleanses and reactivates that energy. You can simply listen to the upbeat rhythms, or you can get up and move a little bit. If you do decide to dance, the repairing of your chakra will happen quicker. But you don't need to do the salsa if you don't know it. All you need to do is get up and move your body to the music. You can go on YouTube, and they have a ton of Latin music on there. Listen away. So to recap, first one, increase orange energy into you and your environment. 2, Ylang Ylang essential oil. And 3, Latin music. Okay? Alrighty. I believe this has been one of the longest Ask Allies I've done in quite some time. But I want to thank you for joining me and for lasting to now. If you like this episode, please rate it and tell your friends. The more people who listen, the more people that can help have their aha moments. Join me on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. You can find this at AskAlliePodcast.com or OutOfBodyEcstasy.com. You guys have yourself a wonderful week, and I promise I will be in a better mood next Monday. So have a great week, guys. Thanks again for listening, and take care. Bye-bye.